What is going on, you guys? I hope you're all having an embraceful day. Today, actually I should be saying tonight because it's already dark, but tonight we're going to be installing some new floorboard lights. If you guys have been following my channel for a while, you guys will know that I do have floorboard lights right now, which I'll show you guys right now. Might as well. They're like a bluish color to it. Try if I can find my keys. There we go. And this button that I have right here, this NOS button right here, you gotta have that NOS button. And as you guys can tell, it's like a bluish color to it. And I ended up picking up some new RGB. They're like strips. These are not strips. These are like little LEDs. They're like a square mounted LEDs. I'll show you guys when we pull that out. But the ones that I got are RGB, so I can change them, these floorboard lights, to any color that I want. So it's finally time to get rid of these blue ones and actually have some RGB ones, which is gonna look a lot way better than what these look like. So I'm really excited and I'm really pumped to put these on the car. So the LED strips that I picked out, I bought them from the retrofit stores. I'll leave everything that I bought in the link in the description down below, so you guys can check it out if you guys want to buy some or you guys want to check it out in general. So I ended up buying, well, I bought 4. They come in pairs, so they come in 2, but I ended up buying 4 because we're gonna be doing another project with them. But this is what they look like. I bought the 6 inches. As you guys can tell right here, you can see the LEDs in there. If it focuses, and it doesn't want to focus, but this is how it looks like, and they're all plug and play, so it should be easy. It should be a quick, easy install. And before we actually get into the install, I just want to let you guys know the halos. I ended up buying the halos already. The halos for my headlights, I ended up buying them already, but the retrofit stores ended up coming up with some new halos, and they look a lot cleaner, a lot nicer, since you can't see the LEDs around the ring. So I ended up picking those up. So these halos that I have right here are up for sale, and you guys want to buy them. And they come with 3, so they're 3 sets, and there's 6 in total, 6 halos in total, so you guys can tell. And they're the right size for the TC that has what, a 2008 to 2010, I believe. The ones that have the 3. So they're up for sale. If any of you guys want to pick these up, make sure you guys message me on YouTube, Instagram, or send me a message on Snapchat. Anything you guys want to do, just let me know. I'm planning on selling them for 160. I bought them for a little bit more, so I'm just gonna sell them a little bit cheaper. So if any of you guys want to pick these up, make sure you guys message me. They also come with the controller in order to operate them. And that's pretty much everything that comes. It comes with all 6 halos, 3 sets, the controller, everything you need in order to get them to work. Preferably, I'm looking for local, at least 3 hours away from where I live, because I don't want to deal with the hassle of shipping them and someone scamming me and just saying, oh, they didn't receive the order, and they keep the money and they keep the halo. So let's try and keep it local, at least 3 hours away from where I live. So if you live 3 hours from where I live, make sure you guys message me if you guys are interested. First things first, first off, ignore all the mud that you see right here. It's been raining the past couple of days and it's really muddy, so don't worry about the mud. But first things first, we're gonna remove all the floorboard lights that are down there, just these square little LEDs that I bought on eBay. So I'm gonna remove the one from here, remove the one from over there, and all the wiring that leads all to that. I believe the ones that I hooked up to, the floorboard lights that I have on right here, I believe I hooked them up to one of the fuses. I think it was a cigarette fuse. I'm not sure, but I'll let you guys know right now. But I think the way that we're gonna be hooking up the other ones, the RGB ones, we're gonna be hooking them up a little bit different. I'm not sure, but I'll let you guys know once we get into that part. So let's just start removing everything that's connected to those floorboard lights. So everything that I'm doing right now, you guys don't really have to worry too much about, because we're gonna be repeating the same thing sort of a little bit, but this time I don't think we're wiring it up to a button, so it's gonna be a little bit different. But you guys don't really have to worry about this part if you guys are going to be buying the RGB strips that I bought. Right now I'm just simply dismantling everything that I've put on here, because the way that I put it was I just got red and black wire and I wired everything myself. So I'm just going to remove everything, so don't really worry about everything. Look at that. Look at that. Where'd it go? This connector, look, it just fell off like nothing. That's a good thing we're replacing this. If you guys see this ground wire that's right here that I'm holding right here, I have this ground wire hooked up to the hood wire that's down here. See if you guys are able to tell. The hood wire, you guys are able to tell right there, it's connected to this hood wire, and that's where I was getting ground from. And whenever I would use these floorboard lights, they would blink a little bit because it would make connection, then it wouldn't make connection. So if you guys are wiring anything, you can wire it to this. It's not the best solution to wire it, but I'm just showing you guys that's where I wired it. But if I were you guys, I wouldn't wire it from here. Uh-oh, what did I just break? No, what did I just break? What the heck? Think I pulled too hard on it? There we go. Got it. Alright, so if you guys see this wire, that's right here. This one right here. This one was where I was getting the power from. And where I was getting the power from, if you guys are curious, it is from the cigarette lighter fuse. Let's see if I can point you guys in the right direction. Thing right there is gonna be, that's the best way I'm gonna be able to show you guys. If you guys are able to tell, move this out of the way. That 15 fuse right there, that's the cigarette lighter. If you guys are not sure, there should be a cap covering your fuse box, and that should tell you if that's your cigarette fuse or not. But I just simply wedged it inside that fuse. You guys can tell right there, you can see the wire right there, just inside the fuse. So that's where I was getting my power from. And if you guys are wondering why I wired it to the cigarette fuse, it's because for this TC, for this specifically this generation TC, I'm not sure for the newer TCs, but the only way to get those lights to work, those floorboard lights to work, was if my car was on. And the reason for that is because for the cigarette lighter, if you wanted to plug in your phone with that cigarette lighter connector and you wanted to charge your phone when your car was off, you wouldn't be able to do that. So if I were to connect the power to the cigarette fuse, I won't drain my battery because my car is off if I accidentally forget to leave the lights on. So if I were to connect to the cigarette fuse and I say I have my car on and I forget about the lights, I turn off my car, the lights cut out, there's no power, there's no draining of the battery at all. I know there's some cars out there that the cigarette lighter still works if your car is off. You can still charge your phone, you can still do whatever you want to do if it has a cigarette connector. But specifically for this TC, for the cigarette lighter, it doesn't work if your car is off. So that's the reason why I ended up just plugging it into the cigarette fuse, because I knew your lights aren't gonna work, so they're not gonna drain your battery. So that's the reason why I ended up using the cigarette fuse, just to make things a lot easier, a lot safer. And I haven't had any problems with this. So if you guys are doing the red and black wire, if you guys are doing a DIY, making your own wires, making your own LEDs and connecting them, you guys can connect them to the fuse if your guys' cigarette lighter turns off when your car is off. Because otherwise, if your car is off and your cigarette lighter is on, you're gonna drain your battery. And of course, for those cars that your cigarette lighter still works when your car is off, I believe, I'm not sure, don't quote me on this, but I believe once you hit that lock switch on your car, the cigarette lighter doesn't work anymore. But if you say you walk away from your car and you forget to lock it, if you're at home and you forget to lock it, I believe the cigarette lighter is still going to be able to be used. So whatever you plug into that, it might still drain your battery. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, but I know if you don't have anything plugged into that cigarette lighter, your battery's not going to be drained. That's only if you have anything plugged into that. So I don't know if that made sense or not, but that's kind of the reason why I ended up using the cigarette fuse, just to make things a lot easier for me and a lot safer for my car. So that's what the LED looks like. You can see it's just a block, and then it just has the 6 LEDs on there, and that's what was giving that blue light. So these lights, I just picked them up on eBay. I'm not really going to list them in the description because I rather prefer the RGB ones. So these are gone. So this side is already all disconnected, and it's pretty simple. It's just the button, disconnecting the button, disconnecting the ground, and disconnecting the power, and then just ungluing the LED that was stuck up in there. So now same thing on the other side. All we have to do is unstick it, and we should be good, and then just run it back all the way through the carpet from here to the other side. The other side is disconnected, so now we can just pull out the wiring and we're done. So as you guys can tell, it was pretty easy just to take it off, and it's gonna be even more easy putting that one in, since it's gonna be all plug and play. This one I mainly had to think about everything in my head because I'm not really that good with LEDs. You know, it's just a lot of thinking that you have to do. So it took me a while to see how to button operate it with this button, and then just wiring everything up. So it took me a while to get this setup that I actually had on the car right now. But the next one that I'm about to have with the RGB is going to be a lot better, and I don't really have to do that much work. I'm sure I don't have to do that much work since it's a plug and play. So now we're going to get into the install, and I'll show you guys step by step on what to do if you guys end up buying that kit right there. And I mean, you can buy it, they have different sizes. They have 3 inches, 6 inches, I believe 18, and different sizes as well if you guys want to get bigger ones and longer ones. So let's get into the install. Alright, so we're going to start opening the controller since this is the main power source. So we're going to get this plugged in first. So it comes with the remote. This one should be the sources so you can connect your LEDs. This is what it connects to, I can tell already. So this is going to connect to here. And then this is where your power should be. So here you can either, what I recommend you do is you connect these to exactly, this one to the positive of your battery, this one to the negative of your battery, and it should make things a lot easier. If you guys would like, you guys can do it the exact same way that I had it already on the car. I mean, you guys can put the positive to the fuse. You just would have to cut off this end. You would have to cut off this end, get some wire exposed, and stick it inside the fuse that's under there to the cigarette lighter. And for the ground, you can either ground it to any of these bolts that are right here. I wouldn't recommend grounding it to this piece like I told you guys, but that's one way that you guys can wire it. But the way that I'm gonna do it, I'm just gonna ground it to the positive of the battery and the negative of the battery. And the way that I'm gonna do that is because this button right here is for my fog lights. These two buttons are for my fog lights. This one controls one color, this one controls the other color. And since I'm only running one color on my fog lights right now, and this one's non-op, I mean, it works, but it's non-op. I don't have anything, no lights connected to it. So what I'm gonna do is, it's this one right here, and this is right here, the positive and the negative. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna cut off these ends that are right here, and I'm gonna put these type of connectors and just connect it to the positive and the negative that's right here. It's gonna make things a lot easier. I don't have to run any wire, any black and red wire through the firewall and connect to the battery. But if you guys are thinking about connecting it exactly the way that I'm doing, the way that you guys would do it is you guys would get a zip tie, and this piece right here, whatever wire you're running through the firewall, I would tie a knot to the zip tie. And with the zip tie, it has to be a long enough zip tie. Let me try and show you guys. If I can take you guys off of here. There we go. It has to be a very long zip tie. As you guys can tell, where's the firewall? There's the firewall. As you guys can tell, the firewall is right there, and I have my wires. These are my fog light wires, the ones that I ran through the firewall. But all you have to do is stick a zip tie, a long enough zip tie, stick it in through the firewall, and it'll come out through the other side. And through the other zip tie, you just pull the zip tie, and it's gonna pull the wire through it. So you tie the zip tie to the wire and pull all that through. And it's possible because, I mean, look how many wires I'm running for the fog lights in order to get the two buttons to work. So it's possible. Just tie the zip tie to the wire. That's the way that I do it, and run it all the way through the firewall. And then once you get it through the firewall, you just take it out to the firewall, run it through underneath the fender, and connect it to the battery. Pretty simple, pretty easy, and that's how I connected my fog lights. So I'm gonna use the resources that I have right now, and instead of running new wire, I'm just gonna use these wires. It's gonna make things a lot easier for me. I don't have to run any more new wire through the firewall, and it's just gonna make things a lot easier for me. But if I end up not liking it, connecting it straight from the battery to the positive and the negative, I'm probably gonna do the fuse way, do the fuse and connect it to a ground, because if I tend to forget sometimes, if I end up forgetting and leave my lights on and drain my battery, I'm gonna do the fuse way. So whichever way you guys want to do it, it's the correct way. As long as you get power, as long as you get ground to those RGB lights, you're gonna be okay. I'm gonna see if these fit. I still have some of these rubber things to keep it waterproof left over from when I did the fog lights. I want to see if it fits on here. So this is just extra, you don't have to put that on there. And yeah, fits in there. Not all the way through, but it fits in there. So now this one, the new ones that we put, these connectors, we would connect them to the positive with positive, negative with negative, and we should have power running in through them. So before we actually move on, I just want to see if they're actually going to work. So we got the positive, we got the negative. It's connected, right? Yeah. Positive, negative, connected. All this is going to be connected to this piece right here. And this is what comes with the RGB strips. This is what splits them up. So this is going to connect to here. Simple as that. And one of these should be connected to this. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. Oh yeah. Now let's see. It works with the remote. Look at that. Look at that. Yellow, teal, purple, green, white, flash. Okay, oh yeah. Dude, it thing looks freaking awesome. Off, on, off, on, off. Looks good. So now that we know that it works, I'm excited. I'm excited just looking at it for the first time. It looks freaking bright. It looks freaking awesome. So now what's left is just hiding all this wiring through back here. I mean, it's gonna be covered right here anyways, and all we have to do is just mount the lights that are gonna go here. They have a adhesive on the back, but I'm also might be putting zip tie. I'm not sure yet. We'll see how the adhesive holds. So let's just start hiding all this wire and get everything mounted. So what I'm trying to do is trying to get this side at least halfway over there. That way we have the connection, these three connections in the middle. For the next project we're going to be doing, it has to be in the middle. So we got to try and get this piece all the way over here. So let's try and move this, move all of these wires. I stopped recording last night because my phone died and I don't have anything else to record on, but I'm picking it up back on this morning. So where we left off yesterday was we ended up running everything from here all the way through there, all the way across. It like goes across and it comes down all the way down here. As you guys can tell, it's right there. But if I'm doing this, like I'm doing this professionally, well not professionally, I'm doing it like my way, and I kind of want to look professionally. And since this piece, where is it at? I think it's on this one. No, it's on this one. This piece has three connections, and one of them leads to two, the other one's gonna lead to another two, this is gonna lead to another two. So if I want to attach more LEDs in here, which I will be doing, I have to try and get this piece right here in the middle somewhere. So what I'm thinking about doing is I'm just gonna remove all the center console and try to get this piece right in the middle, that box as well that's down there. I'm gonna try to get it in the middle as well. So by keeping this piece in the middle, it's gonna allow me to connect a lot more things, well, two more sets of things, and it's gonna be able to stay in the middle, and I can either run it all the way straight back if I need to, run it all the way up, whatever I need to do. It's already in the middle, so it's distributed through the car evenly if I ever want to run it through any side of the car. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna remove the waterfall, we're gonna remove all the center console right here, and we're gonna start making this look nice, make it look nice. So I got the whole waterfall taken off, and now I can slip the wiring through here and keep it right here in the middle. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna push it out, push the wiring that's back here all the way back here, and push it out somewhere right here in the middle. This is already in the middle. Look at that. Look how easy it was just to keep this in the middle. And now I can run all this. I can run the LED, the RGB strips all the way back, one through here, one through the other side. So now this one connects to here, and this one splits off into two. So one of this is gonna go on the other side, this one's gonna go to the other side. So we just run these two wires all the way back again, heading towards the under dash down here, towards the under dash down the other side, and that's it. We just plug this into the RGB LED down here, and we just mount the RGB LED, and we're done. So let's start putting this in here just to hide a little bit of the wiring. Actually, let's run the wires first before we hide all this. So now it looks neatly clean in there. I got this side running out, the other side running out, but we gotta shorten this piece off a little bit, like push it in a little bit, because the RGB strip already comes with a little bit of wire. So I want to extend this wire, and then this one is gonna go tucked in a little bit more depending on how long the wire is on the RGB strip. So before we actually connect it, we're gonna mount the RGB strips first to see how long the wire is gonna go, and then we'll plug it in, and then we'll pull some of this wire in there because we're not really gonna need it. So let's start mounting the RGB strips down there, and it's pretty simple, pretty easy. It's just the adhesive backing. It's gonna go down here wherever you want it. Of course, you're gonna clean it down here where we're gonna put it on, so it actually sticks. So I think I'm gonna mount it somewhere right here. I sort of cleaned it. There's still some adhesive right here, but I'm not really gonna mount it there. So we're gonna mount it somewhere back here, but facing this way, because we want these wires to go this way. So I'm gonna go somewhere right there. So let's peel this back. I'm gonna put it somewhere right here. And if you guys wanted to stick a little bit better, hit it with the heat gun and then just push it down somewhat more so it can stick a lot better. You don't need that much heat, you just need a little bit of heat, and just push it just to make sure it's not going to be coming off. So now this is going to hide it over here. Just push it over this bar just so this wiring, the little harness, that way it doesn't hang. See, so it's pushed over the bar and all the pressure is being pulled up, so that way none of this wire right here is going to be hanging down and you won't be able to see it. So it's fairly tucked in there, and now this piece is going to connect to here. It's going to connect to this one. And now we can tuck in this wire all the way through the inside of the center console. Now we can pull some of this wiring, and now it's going to be completely tucked in down over here. So now all this we can put it like this and zip tie it together. Just get one of these cable ties, keep all this slack all together, and then it's going to make it look a lot nicer too. And then this piece, put it right there. And we're done. You don't see no wire down here. Nothing is slacking right here. And as you guys can tell, it still looks super clean in here. All this braided sleeve makes it look a lot nicer. So we're just gonna repeat all this same thing over here, and I'll see you guys once we're done, because it's practically the same thing as what we did on this side. So I got both put on already, and as you guys can tell, it looks clean. It looks clean. You don't see no wires. Now, to test it out before I actually put everything back, turn them on. Oh yeah, both sides are on. White, whatever that color is, green, red. I know you guys can't really tell that well right now since it's bright right now, but we're gonna wait till nighttime and I'll show you guys at night what the final product is. So right now I'm just gonna assemble everything, and I'll see you guys at night to try these out, to see how they look. I'm pretty sure they're gonna look super amazing. I'm excited. I already wanted it to be nighttime, but we're gonna have to wait. So I'll see you guys in a bit. So it's finally nighttime, as you guys can see, and I'm super excited to see how these lights are gonna look. So I have the remote right here. First try. Let's see. Get ready, guys. Get ready. No way. No freaking way. I'm pushing the on. Why aren't they turning on? What the hell? What the heck? So after a couple minutes of troubleshooting, Isai came over and he helped me out a little bit, and he gave me a tip on what to do. He's a little bit better on LED, wiring LEDs and whatnot. And we tried figuring out why the LEDs weren't working. And what we came to the conclusion was, we tried wiring up this box. Well, it's this box. We tried wiring it up straight to the battery, trying to test it out to see if it was this that was not allowing it to turn on. Since this piece is the same as this one, and this one's the one that has the antenna that allows the colors of the RGB control to make it work. I don't know why it burned out. I mean, it's plug and play. It's simply, you just plug it into the battery, the positive and the negative, and there shouldn't be any issues with this. So I don't know why it burned out. So it's not working. But before I actually took off that box, the one that it wasn't working, I tried seeing if there was current going through it, and there was current going through it. So I don't know what's going on with this module box. I don't know what went down or what happened to it, but it just doesn't want to work. It doesn't want to cooperate with the controller, and it doesn't want to turn on the lights. So I don't know what's wrong with it. We're just gonna simply just replace it. So I'm gonna put this one on there. I'm just gonna simply replace it, and I'm gonna add a circuit. I'm gonna put this one so that way we connect it to the fuse box. So this one I'm gonna connect it to the cigarette fuse, and then we're gonna add a fuse of 7.5, I think, and we should be good. So we're simply just replacing this one and putting on this one, and then just adding this piece onto the fuse instead of directly connecting it to the power. So hopefully that solves the problem. Hopefully. So this is what the old one looks, and it had these two connectors, one for the positive, one for the negative, and we had them both connected to the positive and the negative of the battery. And now the new one is the same thing. It's just this end, one of them is for the ground, then this one is the added circuit. So this one is gonna connect, this one down here is gonna connect to the cigarette fuse, and it has the cigarette fuse right there, and I added a 7.5 amp fuse. So we should be good. That should hold its weight. So we're gonna plug this in and we're gonna see if it actually works. So I got them plugged in already. They're ready to go. So right now, if I get the remote and I try to turn it on, they're not gonna turn on since it's connected to the cigarette lighter, and my cigarette lighter doesn't work if my car's off. So on, I'm pushing the on, it doesn't turn on. Doesn't turn on at all. Look. And now if I put the keys and I press on, it should turn on. You guys ready? You sure you guys ready? Oh, damn. Look at that. That's awesome. That is freaking awesome. So I think that's where I'm gonna end today's video, guys. We got the floorboard lights to work, and I don't know why this one didn't work, just connecting it straight to the battery, the positive and the negative. So we did it the other way, which is, I guess it turns out a lot better, connecting it to the fuse, which is not going to be draining my battery if my car is off. So I guess it worked out, but I'm kind of sad that the other way didn't work. So I'm going to have to try and exchange those. This is just like a temporary thing because the retrofit source is coming out with some Bluetooth wired ones. So once they come out with those, I am going to be installing the Bluetooth one so I can control it with my phone, and I don't have to control it with the remote, with this remote. So that's where I'm going to end today's video, guys. I hope this was as informative as I wanted it to be. I know it's a little bit long of a video just for this, but I kind of want to get into detail. So if you guys want to do this, not just the plug and play system, but like if you guys are doing red, black, and any other type of wire, you guys can kind of follow the path the way that I showed you guys, or the way that I took off the other ones and how I put on this one. So these are super bright. I really do recommend these. I just don't know why the other ones didn't work. I don't know if it blew a fuse, or I don't know what happened to it, but I am going to be returning it. But now, as you guys can tell, it does work. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, and don't forget, guys, embrace yourself.